We often hear that love, kindness, and generosity are the greatest virtues a human being can embody. And that is true, but what happens when kindness crosses the line into self-destruction? Well, too many people live under the belief that in order to be a good friend, a loyal partner, or a dutiful family member, they must give endlessly, no matter the cost to themselves. This mindset is noble in intention but dangerous in practice, because when you burn yourself out for others, you end up with nothing left to give, not to them and not to yourself. Consider this: if someone constantly gives without pause, they eventually become drained. Emotionally, this looks like resentment, feeling unappreciated, taken for granted, or invisible. Physically, it shows up as fatigue, stress, or even illness. Mentally, it becomes self-doubt and anxiety. People who never set boundaries often find themselves asking, "Why does no one care about me the way I care about them?" But the hard truth is, you have trained people to take because you never taught them where to stop. Boundaries are not walls that keep love out. They are doors that allow healthy relationships in. Think of it this way: if you keep pouring from your cup and never refill it, eventually the cup will be empty. And when it's empty, not only do you suffer, but those who relied on you also find themselves without support. In trying to be everything for everyone, you risk being nothing for yourself. That's the hidden cost of self-sacrifice without limits. Another dangerous aspect of constant self-sacrifice is the erosion of identity. When you're always saying yes to others, you're often saying no to yourself. You miss opportunities for growth and authenticity because you've convinced yourself that your worth is measured by how much you do for others. But the truth is, your worth is not in your sacrifices, it's in who you are. If you lose yourself while trying to serve everyone else, what good is left? Healthy boundaries are acts of self-respect, not selfishness. Saying no doesn't mean you don't care. It means you recognize that your energy and time are finite, and you choose to give them wisely. Imagine a parent who works tirelessly to provide for their children, but never rests, eats well, or takes care of their own mental health. Eventually, they collapse, and who suffers then? Both the parent and the children. By protecting yourself, you are protecting the ones you love. The key is balance. Generosity must be balanced with self-preservation. Compassion must be balanced with courage. You cannot let guilt or fear of rejection push you into overgiving. People who truly value you will respect your boundaries. And those who don't were never meant to stay in your circle. Remember, it is not your responsibility to carry everyone else's burdens on your shoulders. You can support, guide, and encourage without destroying yourself in the process. The cost of self-sacrifice without boundaries is too high. And the most powerful way to love others is not to burn yourself down for them, but to shine alongside them. There's a powerful metaphor often used to describe human energy: a flame. Your flame is your passion, your energy, your life force. When it's burning brightly, it not only warms you, but it lights the way for others. But if you let that flame burn out, there's nothing left, only ashes. Protecting your flame is not selfish, it's essential, because only when you are strong, centered, and alive can you truly uplift and inspire those around you. Think of an airplane safety instruction: put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. Why? Because if you pass out, you're useless to everyone. Life works the same way. If you're exhausted, bitter, or broken, you cannot offer meaningful support to others. But if you are healthy, calm, and grounded, you naturally radiate strength. People look at you and think, if they can stay steady, maybe I can too. Your flame becomes a guide. Protecting your flame begins with self-care. This isn't just about spa days or vacations, but about discipline and alignment. It means knowing your limits, practicing rest, engaging in things that bring joy, and cutting out relationships or environments that drain you. Too often, people glorify burnout as if it is a badge of honor. But burnout doesn't make you noble, it makes you fragile. True strength is quiet, steady, and sustainable. No, there's also an inspirational ripple effect in guarding your flame. When others see you set boundaries, respect your own time, and choose yourself, you give them permission to do the same. You model what it looks like to live with self-respect. Imagine a leader who never stops working, never shows vulnerability, and always sacrifices everything for the team. On the surface, that seems heroic, but eventually the team loses trust because the leader collapses under pressure. Contrast that with a leader who works hard but takes care of themselves, who shows balance, who teaches through example that rest and renewal are part of the process. That leader inspires lasting respect. Protecting your flame also means honoring your dreams and ambitions. Too many people dim their light because they are afraid of outshining others, or they fear that pursuing their path will disappoint someone. But your purpose is not to shrink so others feel comfortable. Your purpose is to live fully, to expand, to burn brightly. When you chase your goals, nurture your talents, and live authentically, you indirectly inspire others to do the same. Your flame becomes a symbol of courage. Think of great historical figures, leaders, creators, reformers. They didn't serve the world by burning out in silence. They protected their vision, their health, their values, and in doing so, they left behind a legacy. Protecting your flame is not about withdrawing from others. It's about ensuring that your light can shine for as long as possible. So ask yourself, am I letting my flame burn out just to keep others warm? Or am I tending to it so it can grow into something that lights up the world? The difference is profound. A candle that burns out gives a moment of light. A fire that is cared for can sustain entire generations. The truth is simple. You can't inspire anyone if you have nothing left to give. By protecting your flame, you don't just preserve yourself, you become a living reminder that strength, kindness, and inspiration begin with self-respect. And that is the greatest gift you can offer the world.